So we have one of our pumps disassembled here. The other one we already assembled, so we're going to put this one together for you. So here's your mix cane. First thing I want to go over about our new GES models are the little rubber piece that will keep your mix cane from sliding into your all the way into your mix bucket and then bottoming out. So if this hits the bottom of the mix tank, it's not going to suck up any mix, and it's going to cause some interruption in your operation. So to prevent that, we want to put an O-ring on first. Actually, let's start that up here. Put this O-ring on up here. And then this on. So what that'll do is it'll keep this from sliding up too far and sliding all the way into your mix tank. Next, we're going to put our duckbill valve in. So as you can see, you have a beak part to your duckbill valve. This will prevent your mix from sliding back into the mix tank and stay into your tube. And that just goes in just like that. So now we got the cane ready to go. Before the rest of the assembly, it's important to note that with the GES model pumps, they're not mirrored like our old models. They're opposite. So the way this will sit in is opposite from the one we already put together. So I'm going to grab that. So since this one will sit in the machine on our left side here, the mix port will be on this side of the pump. Which means the other one will have to sit on this side of the pump. Okay, so take our air hose, put this on the mix port. Put our air hose on our mix port, and then we want to grab our air meter. There's different size air meters for different percentages of overrun, and that is controlled by the little hole here, how much air is getting into your mix. So when you're cleaning this part, you'll always make sure that that's clear. And that's going to go into the other side of the mix hose just like that. Next thing is you want to grab your red line hose. I'm just going to make sure this is good. So you want to check and see if it's still firm. If it's loose or flimsy and anywhere in the middle, then it would be time for a new hose. So what you want to do is just put the red line hose onto the mix port, onto that fat part right there. And you just want to make sure that this line, the red line, is kind of straight with this little oval piece here. Next thing is you want to grab the clamp so we could clamp that on there and keep it tight. All these parts are meant to go hand tight, so you shouldn't need tools or anything, just hand tight. The next part would be our clear tube here, and that goes on this side of your mix port. Next would be our braided hose, which goes at the other end of our red line hose. So you're going to grab the clamp and get that on your red line hose here. And then this part of the braided hose will go into the red line hose. And same thing as the top of the red line hose, you want to clamp it tight onto the braided hose, hand tight. Next part is the cane. The cane is going to go into the other end of the clear tube, and that just pushes on tight, just like that. And then this, again, this is our mix cord. This is what tells our machine when we need to add mix, and that goes on the two probes right here. So now we're ready to put this in our machine. So just to reiterate, in the GES models, it's not mirrored like our older models. This side of the red line for the left pump will go on the right, and this side for the right pump will go on the left, like that. Okay. So we're going to get our mix cord out of the way and plug that in up here. So we're going to put our air hose in the clip right up here. So then after that is out of the way, we're going to take our red line hose, pull it around the rollers. So now your hose clamp is sitting on top of the roller right there. Now what you want to do after that's in and tight, you want to make sure your red line hose is, the red line is straight and smiling at you, and it's in the middle of the rollers. You don't want the hose to be on the end of the rollers, or the rollers will cut into the hose. So just feel with on both sides that this is in the center. And then we can shut the boot. And when we shut the boot, we want to pull down the spring, just like that, and then tighten the boot until it's hand tight. Just like that. So the next thing we want to do is take our braided hose, put the clamp at the end of it, and we'll take it and connect it to the machine. When it's connected, we'll take the hose clamp and just tighten it to the machine. The last thing we would do for these pumps is put the pump covers back on, but this is the way they should look when they're assembled. Okay, so to put the pump cover on, you just maneuver it around your hoses. And then it just goes on hand tight.